Good afternoon everyone. Today myself and Alfie are going to be making a very quick and simple tea which you can make after you've come home from school or after you've finished work. Very quick, very simple, very straightforward, and it's a variety of cottage pies that we're going to do. Some we're going to do with mash and some we're going to do with sliced baked potatoes, which are already pre-baked. I've already pre-baked in the microwave for about 8 minutes, and then you skin them and slice them, and we'll use those as the topping for one of the pies because Alfie doesn't like mashed potato. So we warm the oil up, and our next job is to drop in a very simple bag of onions chopped. And we fry those off until they're brown, which should take about 4 or 5 minutes. 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to borrow a few to go in a little recipe that I did the other day for myself.
Ready?
Yeah. Alfie's just stirring the onions, just to ensure they don't stick or burn. We don't particularly want them browned, although a little bit of caramelisation would be nice on the onions, but we don't want the heat too high, and we don't want them burned. When the onions are browned, when the onions are softened, and the onions are softened nicely, we shall pop in the mince. We've got 750 grams of mince. We've got some nice 20% mince, 20% fat, and I've got some minced steak as well. Like I said, can you film it?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, we've got the nicely browned onions now. You need to get them nicely coloured there. We'll give them another minute. And then we'll go in with the mince. Okay. Alfie's just breaking up the mince now, and we'll get that fried up in with the onions, and then we'll add our other ingredients. This will come together really quickly. You could probably get this done after work or after you come home from school within about half an hour. There's hardly any preparation, hardly any cooking time. It all comes together really quickly.
All you need is like onions and pre-cooked onions and potatoes.
That's right. Go and get them minced up now, mashed up.
Nothing ready.
Right. So the mince is broken up now. Now it's going to get turned in, we're going to get it all cooked off, and then we'll go in with the rest of our ingredients. Alfie's just got to get in there to get it stirred up. This will take about 3 or 4 minutes to get it stirred up and cooked off, the mince. So we're getting there now. The cooking of this is almost complete. The mince and the onions are in there. With a bit of gravy in there, I could have that on toast as it is. But we'll do the next part of the process in a minute or two. First thing we're going to add is a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of tomato puree, a teaspoon of Worcester sauce, and a good dash of parsley. And we'll come back when I put those in. Okay. Cold water, and then you simply mix. The corn flour will dissolve. This will be really good for thickening the gravy in the it'll be good for thickening the gravy in the casserole once we are happy that it's cooked through. And really speaking, as soon as the mince is cooked, the whole thing is done. So we've got to get the potatoes ready now. So the corn flour slurry is ready to go. The corn flour can go back in the cupboard because we don't need that anymore. 2 baked potatoes that are pre-baked. I'm just going to slice them up. I'm just going to slice them up like this. That'll be enough to cover. Be enough to cover the dish for Alfie. Okay. I'll use a different knife. Potatoes are sliced. I just need a jug now because, like I said, it's a really quick tea, this one. So I'm not going to thicken the mince and the onions and the vegetables and the stock until the very last minute, because what we're going to do is we're going to add 300 mils of hot water, boiling water, to a jug. We fill that up to 300 mils, which is just there. the boiling water. We need our mash here, instant mash, just because we can. Instant mash because we're able to, and we'll give that a mix in. We'll give that a mix in, and then we'll just leave that to one side, ready. Because all of this, once we dish it up, we put everything into the oven again with sprinkled cheese on the top. So, instant mash, sliced potatoes, in with the slurry now, thicken the sauce. This will come together really, really quickly now. Yep. So there's the stew now, thickened and looking delicious. Okay. Okay. Sliced potatoes. Which will be for me Alfie, won't it? Yes?
Yep.
You like a look at that?
Yep.
Okay. And then these two are for Nan and Grandad. Actually, I might what's her name? I might do the other one. I've got very cheesy. What I'll do is I'll do the other one. A little bit of melted butter. You won't taste it. Okay. Little touch of melted butter. And some more. We got grated cheese on top of the mash. Make it a nice cheesy mash top. Alfie will be able to give you a really good indication of how good the tea is, because he'll be having it today for his tea. This is not something that Alfie normally eats, so we'll see if we've done a good job.
Yep.
We'll see if we've done a good job. Pick up all the bits of it in the oven. Okay, top shelf, gas mark 4, for about 10 or 15 minutes. Shouldn't need any more than that. No more than 10 or 15 minutes. And then we'll get the veg. We have now got the finished product. 2 standard cheesy mashed topped shepherd's pie, cottage pies up the back here, and one with a slight variation which doesn't have mash on but has sliced potatoes instead, and that one's for Alfie. So we'll give you a detailed rundown of what it tastes like afterwards.